Well, hello there. How are you? Coach Tiff from Beyond RCM Revenue Cycle Management. And man, do we have an exciting episode packed in for you today. First and foremost, happy fall. It is officially fall here in the state of New York. And I do have a confession to make. While fall is my favorite season, I am approaching this fall a little bittersweet. Because summer went by in what really felt like a blur. And I'm going to get into that in a second. But for those of you who might be joining us for the first time, welcome to Beyond RCM YouTube channel. This is a YouTube channel that is designed to talk about all things healthcare. We talk about changes in the healthcare industry, how these changes affect individuals like patients, medical providers, and individuals like me who work in the administrative space. So we give you the scoop on everything happening healthcare. And I can tell you that right now, especially in the United States of America, there is a lot going on in the healthcare industry. So whether you're a patient and you're looking to understand and navigate some of these changes, whether you're someone who is entering the field for the first time, if you are a clinician and you want to understand how these changes will impact you, you have reached the right place at this YouTube channel. So I want to encourage you, if this is your first time, do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And every time new content comes out, you will be the first to know. So yes, I'm a little salty about the fall, even though I love the fall. It's my favorite season. My birthday is in the fall. I'm a little salty because summer went by in what felt like a blur. My family, we relocated over the summer. We're still in New York, you know, New Yorkers through and through. But we relocated, and I feel like I spent the past 4 months packing and relocating with my family, and I really did not get to enjoy the summer. And New York in the summer is just amazing. There's so much to do, and you know, I kind of feel like I got gypped, so I'm a little salty about it. But anyway, happy fall. I intend to enjoy the fall and take advantage of the fall because the only thing more beautiful than summertime in New York State is the fall in New York State. So in today's RCM Roundup, we're going to be talking about a lot of changes that are going on, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the changes taking place. And I put out a previous video, and I also did a live stream really breaking down a lot of changes that are taking place with Medicaid, okay? And as we know, there was recent legislative changes that took place, and those changes are going to impact how Medicaid is being delivered throughout the different states here in America. So if you have not checked out my previous videos or live streams, I'm going to pop them somewhere here in this video, and I encourage you to go check them out because it really gives you a broad overview of what are these changes, how these changes are going to impact us on a patient, provider, and also working in the healthcare field administratively. And if nothing else, I want you to begin asking questions, having conversations, paying attention in your local states and territories about how these changes may impact you. I can tell you firsthand here in the state of New York, we are already seeing significant shifts in different markets. And if you work in this field and you've been paying attention and you kind of feel like, well, the changes are only going to apply to Medicaid, maybe you're a medical provider and you are not really involved in the Medicaid payer space, I really want to encourage you to not have that mindset because here in the state of New York, we're seeing changes even with the private payers. One payer in particular that is making major changes and attempting to expand those changes is Emblem Health GHI. GHI funds most of the City of New York employees' medical coverage, and they have recently announced that they're making changes to the way that they deliver their PPO model. They've actually entered into a partnership with United Healthcare, and their goal is to expand their network while also making it more difficult to access certain services like out-of-network services, etc. I'm going to share a link in the description of this video that gives you more insight. But the bottom line is the reason that this push is being made by the city of New York is because they are looking to contain costs for medical services. They anticipate that with a lot of the legislative changes that are taking place on the federal level to Medicaid, that is going to impact their budget on the city level. So they have to start looking at different areas where they can start making cuts to offset some of those losses, because with the Medicaid changes that are taking place, there are going to be changes to enrollment, eligibility requirement, work requirements, and it is expected that a lot of individuals will fall off of Medicaid. And again, although New York State is a donor state and we donate more in terms of funding the federal government than we receive, we still get a significant amount of federal funding from the federal government for Medicaid. So if we are going to lose individuals through Medicaid access, the city then has to make up for that anticipated deficit. And their way of doing that is looking at other plans like GHI PPO, which is offered to the City of New York employees through their union benefits. So again, do not have the mindset that this is only applicable to Medicaid plans. You're going to see a lot of private plans in different territories doing creative things, especially when you look at plans that are funded through cities, through unions and things of that nature. So pay attention, get plugged in. Do not have a mindset of, oh, this is Medicaid, I don't need to worry about it. Another plan that we saw in New York that's making significant changes is Partners Health Plan. I always say Partners in Health, but it's Partners Health Plan. Partners Health Plan is a special needs plan, and they've announced that at the beginning of the year, they're going to be going out of business. So again, this is a plan that was geared towards individuals with special needs and different health challenges. And again, with this new climate and changes to the way funding is going to be delivered on the state level, one can only surmise that Partners Health Plan decided that they would not be able to fiscally stay in business. Now, obviously, I'm not in their boardrooms and I'm not in their meetings and having discussions, but again, seeing a plan like Partners Health Plan announce that they're going to be going out of business at the same time that these legislative changes are going to kick in, one can only deduce that it is in response to some of the legislative changes going on. Another health plan that we saw that made major shifts in the New York market is Health First. Word on the street is Health First made significant cuts to their reimbursement rates for different CPT code lines effective June 1st. And many medical providers are not happy about it. So again, Health First is one of the largest Medicaid managed care plans in the state of New York. And again, one can only deduce that a lot of these changes are being made in preparation to legislative changes that are supposed to kick in. So from a patient perspective, what can you do? If you are a part of a union plan, pay attention to any correspondences that are coming out from your employer, from your funded plan, where they are making changes to your benefits. Make sure you understand, you read and you understand those changes. Again, we're a community here at Beyond RCM, so if you come across anything, doesn't matter what state you're in, please feel free to reach out to us, shoot us a comment, and we'll be happy to review it and provide insights, because again, things are going to look different in different territories. I work predominantly in the New York State area, so I get a lot of that information. I'm also plugged into different states as well, but pay attention to your local benefits. If you are a Medicaid recipient, I encourage you to go back and look at some of the content that I put out so that you understand how these changes are going to impact you as a Medicaid recipient and whether you need to explore other options. And for medical providers, pay attention to your reimbursement rates. Every practice administrator, you should be paying attention to your reimbursement rates to see if you see any changes. Stay plugged into the different insurance portals for correspondences and things of that nature. I will tell you that I spoke to several individuals who were affected by the reimbursement change with Health First, and they did not receive proper notification. So your next line of defense in a situation like that is paying attention to your reimbursement rates. And again, here at Beyond RCM, we will continue to bring updates on all levels, updates on a clinical level, on a patient level, on an administrative level, so that we can navigate, this latest frontier in healthcare. And that's enough. That's enough of that. So I want to just usher in our next segment. I'm really excited. I had the opportunity to attend the Waystar True North Conference about 2 weeks ago. It was an employer-sponsored event, and I'm going to give you a little glimpse of some of the things that I learned. I'm not going to get too granular, but just kind of touch on the surface of why it's important to attend these type of workshops and how you can benefit from it. And I also sat down to do a special Q&A with one of my colleagues, Lucia, and we had a really interesting discussion of the importance of learning from one another. Sometimes individuals, if you've been in the field for, a certain number of years, you may feel like you've arrived, you may feel like an expert, and by all means, you should feel like an expert. But one thing I pride myself on is being a lifelong learner. And I got the chance to sit down with someone who I admire and respect tremendously because I've learned so much from her in these past 3 years that we've been working together. And in turn, I've been able to share a lot of my knowledge and expertise to introduce her into the world of RCM. So we're going to talk a little bit about how we were able to learn from each other and grow. And I'm really excited about that segment. So stay tuned because we have a really great episode packed for you guys. Don't go anywhere. We're about to go to Waystar True North next in Nashville, Tennessee. Let's go. Greetings from the Gaylord Opryland Resort and Convention Center in Nashville, Tennessee, where I had the opportunity to attend the Waystar True North Conference. This conference was a really exciting opportunity to not only learn about the Waystar platform and all of the different RCM tools and functionality being offered, but it was also an opportunity to talk about the role of AI and how AI is impacting the healthcare industry and a lot of our day-to-day functions. And not so much from the standpoint of using AI to replace people, but using AI to enhance what we do every day. So aside from being able to take in these beautiful sights during the convention, I also had the opportunity to connect with my colleagues to learn how they're adapting to all of these changes that are on the horizon and how they're utilizing the Waystar platform to implement some of these changes or respond to some of these changes. It was really an exciting opportunity to connect with individuals outside of my day-to-day role. Hey, what's up? Just stopping by really quick to make a quick ask. We've been reviewing our data analytics and we've noticed that we have tons of new individuals checking out our channel, which is geared towards all things healthcare. However, many of our viewers are not subscribed to our channel. Subscribing to our channel allows our content to go into the proper algorithms so that we can spread knowledge related to the healthcare industry to all those who are interested or looking for guidance. So can you do me a favor? If you haven't done so already, can you please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell? That allows our information to get into the hands of those who truly need it. Thank you so much for helping us out in this way. Let's continue being great together. Well, you know what they say, work hard, play harder. This is actually an event that we attended in the evening. So in addition to hosting some really cool and informative sessions in the day where we were able to get tons of insights, ideas, collaborate with our colleagues, in the evening, like the Waystar family, they know how to turn up. And this was actually a line dancing event that they held. And I did shoot my shot at line dancing. Not going to share the video here, but what I am going to share with you is an interview that I did with my colleague Lucia, where we talk about the importance of learning from one another. Can't wait for you to check it out. Coming up next. Oh my God, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying our latest RCM Roundup. I have a special surprise. I am actually in Tennessee right now, Nashville, Tennessee. Shout out to Nashville. I am attending an employer-sponsored conference, and I've been having a really great time with my teammate, my colleague here, Lucia, all the way from Medellin. Lucia, say hello to the people.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for agreeing. And we've been attending this amazing conference where we're talking about changes in the RCM space. We're talking about how AI is shaping the industry. We're talking about how recent legislation is changing the industry and how we as medical providers have to pivot. But I wanted to have a special conversation with Lucia because, Lucia, you and I started working together 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
It's been a wild ride.
Yes.
And I have to credit Lucia. One thing I always talk about is it is important for us to be able to learn from one another. Like, no matter how much knowledge, or even if we don't have the knowledge on certain things, in life there's always opportunities for us to learn. And I wanted to get you on the channel because in working with you for the past 3 years, I have learned so much. So I'm gonna tell you a little story. So Lucia and I started working together about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And although I had a lot of this background RCM knowledge and industry knowledge, I was kind of heading into like dinosaur territory, right, with technology.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but
yeah. Really, Lou?
Well, not really. I think you just know what you do so much, like all the way from the beginning up until the end. And sometimes when you're so into a topic and you dominate it and you know your way back and forth, it's hard to take a step back and say, is what I'm doing the best way to do it, or is there like a new, better way to do it, right?
Exactly.
And I didn't know what you were doing, so I think in that sense we complement each other a lot because I had no clue what RCM was, and
right.
I was just a newbie. But I came with like a lot of ideas, and I had worked on other places where I saw how things were doing, what was working and what was not, and also understand how we could just change things up.
Exactly.
But I could not change things up without knowing what was there to change, right?
Right, exactly. So Lucia came in as this tech guru, you know, technology everything. And Lucia really helped me grow as a leader because you saw that I was doing certain things and I was getting the desired outcome, but you were like, Tiff, there's a faster way for you to do this. Let me show you, right? And with me being open to learning, open to change, there's been so many things that you've been able to show me that has helped me become even a stronger leader and become more comfortable with technology and innovation.
Look at you now.
It's insane.
Yes.
Like, who am I, girl?
I know. Like, who would have thought so?
I love it. I love it.
And not just with technology, but like comfortable with data, like with having and using information to make decisions, to monitor your teams. You have a huge remote team that's that you're in charge of, and you're able to handle it and embrace it just because you took the time to learn and you asked the questions and you were not afraid of change. I mean, maybe a bit in the beginning, but then once you start seeing the good that it can bring you, you just went full throttle, right? And I think it's a good balance between just going full throttle for everything and being cautious and just taking the time to learn and to see, like, is it good for me, or is this just a lot of sweet talk that won't serve me in the end, right?
That's a great point, because there's been times where we've tested out certain things, and because of my background knowledge in the field, I'm like, this is not going to work because of this, this, and this. And we're able to kind of take that information and come to a conclusion a lot faster. But I think two things are important. It's important for me as someone to be open to even testing and trying these different things. And it's also important to have that background knowledge so that when you're testing out these products, you know what you're looking for. So Lucia, I want to ask you a question because you've helped me grow so much as a leader. How do you think our working together has helped you grow?
Oh, it's really helped a lot. You know, I didn't have that much experience when I came. I have worked at like a couple of jobs, but also it was my first American job. And this RCM and just healthcare environment is very complex. So first of all, just the knowledge of the business, of how the industry works, like all the different like understanding that you gave me, like it's huge. That's the first thing. But also knowing that just because you have more experience doesn't mean you believe you're better than others, but you're willing to be with them, to help them, to just show them grace, how you say it, and then also just help them grow. Like I think we built a great team, and we built this department together because we're able to listen to each other and give feedback and just say, hey, I don't think this is the best way. And we've talked things through, and we've like thrown ideas by each other and like grow out of the different things that we do, but just not in a we're competing kind of way.
Right.
But more in like
we a team, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we're a team. We win as a team. We fail as a team. It's a team effort. I love that. I love that. Lucia, I want to thank you so much for taking the time. I think the biggest takeaway as we wrap up this segment is it doesn't matter how much experience you have and how long you've been in the industry. It doesn't matter if you just started in the industry. I think everyone has something of value to bring into the healthcare space. I think especially in this like technological renaissance, revolution, whatever you want to call it, it's important for us as individuals who've been in the field for so long and are used to doing things a certain way to get out of our comfort zone and embrace change. And I think it's great that individuals like you who have that technological background, that you have patience with individuals like me, but we help each other.
Yeah, 100%.
We help each other.
Yeah.
So Lucia, any final thoughts before we sign off?
Just encourage people to be open, to like be curious, you know, and just don't give up on things just because you don't understand them. Just ask how good would it be, and really use technology to your favor. There's something I like to tell to my coworkers. It's like, you have to be lazy on what you do because there's always better ways and faster ways to do the things that you're doing. It's kind of a lazy, not lazy mentality, but like, you know, if I'm doing this thing and it's taking me 20 minutes doing the same manual thing, there's absolutely got to be a better way to do it. And just by asking yourself, which is that thing that you hate the most, it's just the beginning of innovation and creativity.
I love that. I love that. Lou, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for saying yes, darling. And thank you guys. I hope you guys got a lot of nuggets out of this little quick mini TED Talk that we brought you here in Nashville, Tennessee at the Gaylord Opry. This is such a beautiful, beautiful resort. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned. Bye.
Bye.
Dearest Nashville, thank you so much for an amazing time. And thank you for hanging out on this RCM Roundup. I hope you found some of the information or all of the information useful. And before we go, I want you to listen to the smooth sounds of modern Mozart, who we had a chance to listen to at one of the Waystar events we attended. Till we meet next time.